Hello, Silly Moustache here with what I'm trying to make is an objective review of the new guitar that I bought at the end of November, and this is my Eastman E20 P, which is to all intents and purposes a replica of a Martin O, size O 28. 28 because it has rosewood back and sides, and I have to say a very attractive piece of rosewood on the back and the sides, nice grain, and an Adirondack top, I'm told. It's a medium to close grain piece of top wood there. An ebony, I do believe it is an ebony fretboard, and certainly an ebony bridge, nicely cut in the pyramid style, as you can see. The only upgrade I've made to it is I put some bone pins in there purely for cosmetic purposes. It has Waverley-like tuners, very much like Waverley tuners, but they're not tuners, not Waverleys, but they work perfectly well. The slotted headstock is very much in the style of Martin. A nice smooth change there. The differences between Martin build and this are mainly on the neck, and this has a two-piece wood here, so there is a join there. I don't see that as a problem. And also the headstock and the neck are not one piece of wood. There is a join that goes from the end of that dart, I believe, so-called volute, up to about there, and so these are slotted in some way and then smoothed over. You certainly can't feel the join, and it's quite a challenge to actually see it, and I don't suppose it would be obvious from here, but there you are. There's a dart that goes from the volute along to about there. It's all about saving the wood. This is mahogany wood, quite a wide grain on the back. The profile here is very, very comfortable, more rounded than I think you would find on a Martin. The nut width is obviously a question for concern with Eastman guitars, because they do vary. This is a 1 13/16, minus about 5 or 10 thou. It's very comfortable for me, especially with the deeper neck, quite a deep neck. And so I've got some figures here. The string spacing is 2 3/8, 1 13/16, whereas on a Martin it would be 1 7/8. The scale is 24.9, as it would be on a Martin. The lower bout is 13 3/4, and I've got a copy from my old Martin catalogue here that says on a sino lower bout 13.5. Well, it's a little tiny bit more than that. Up about, does it give me up about here? Lower part. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. But it is a style O for all intents and purposes. Why they call their double O a double O, but they call this one a P for parlour, presumably, or petite, I don't know. The finish, the binding is very nicely done, a herringbone effect. The binding is white, black, large white, and then it goes over to the herringbone. Very nicely, cleanly done, can't see the join. Something I should say about this, it is obviously a nitrocellulose finish with a lot of Far Eastern made high volume manufacturers. You'll find that there is an awful lot of finish. I don't get that impression with this, and I don't get impression from that with the very open tone that it has. I have to say that that volume and that instant reward from hitting the strings was more than I would expect it. And so I can even play this with a pick. was told by Ivor Morantz, from whom I bought it, sadly closing down, or closed down now, that they had sent this away to be set up for me, which is all very nice, but the action at the 12th is 80 thou and 105, 110 thou there, so it still needs some work. The neck is very, very straight, there's hardly any relief on it at all, but that doesn't seem to be a problem, but we've got that added height, but we've got lots and lots of saddle there, so I think it's a little bit high in the nut and a little bit high in the saddle. That's okay. But being a short scale and being light gauge strings, I haven't changed the strings yet, which is remarkable. I will do soon. But I took a couple off to put the pins in. I took them off to put the pins in and to check the tuners. Tuners are absolutely fine. So I would say to anybody considering buying one of these, probably not going to be a performance guitar. It's probably going to be not that there's no reason why it shouldn't. But for home use, it's absolutely fine, and bright and pretty and well finished, and I can't say anything much bad about it. So there we are, E20 P. I'd love to see Eastman bring out a triple O. They do a double O in this, they do a P, they do a double O. I'd love to see them bring out a triple O and a 12 fret slotted head standard scale dreadnought. Oh yes, I'd love to see that. So there we are. I cannot fault them really. If you have been, thanks for watching, and let me have your comments as usual. Bye.